Tuning in here, we want to thank you for joining us here today. My name is Getawhale. His name is Yuki. We want to give shout-outs too. Good time to do it before these teams ready up to Dashner and Truck, who hasn't got a shout-out first yet. I forgot.
Yeah, show some love in chat. Come on.
Yeah, give hearts, give some love.
Love for Truck, love for Kurt. Come on. It's coming.
It's
better
coming.
be much.
It's coming. We are waiting, and like I say, we're getting ready here. This is the first series for both of these teams. This is the number 2 and 3 seeds of LAN. The higher seed is picking their side. Both teams were 12 and 4. I'm predicting a hell of a match. Who do we want to watch first, Yuki?
Oh, you're asking me all the difficult questions. First predictions, then
Pressure.
players. You know what, I'm just going to say Harblue because I know he's going to do something stupid, so let's do it.
I'm predicting Harblue is going to go right in behind everyone, because it's the thing he does so well. Let's see if that comes true. We're going to start doing prop bets. We're going to have to contact the saloon.tf people to make those crazy prop bets, you know? First medic to drop Uber. First person to crater themselves on a jump. Harp might win that too, actually. We'll see. Fierro getting there first. He's going to get in. I'm still watching Harblue at Yuki's recommendation. If it goes bad, you can blame Yuki. Harblue's up right away. I'm looking for him to go right in behind, but he's going to stick real safe. He's going to look for Ash over there on that awning. He's going to fall down, and now he wants the med. He's in behind. He's going to bounce back. He's probably going to crater here. There goes Harblue.
Told you, I predicted it does crater, but it's a 3v3 on mid right now, but Streeters, despite losing their medic, they retain these DM classes. Paragon with the cleanup, though. Pharaoh does kill him. There is a soldier here, that is Ash trying to put some pressure on Pharaoh, but the cap was successfully captured by Madman, so I guess technically a successful rollout for them as Ash is just bunny hopping between these places right now with his equalizer out and does get taken down from downtown by Seymour.
Now, I was looking at Harblue, but I'm seeing in chat that some people are giving crap to Pharaoh, who maybe beefed the rollout a little bit, perhaps. I'm looking at Harblue, who's doing the little hidey hole thing. He's going to try to surprise someone. Great comes in and just easily takes out Harblue, so much for the hiding trick. And that's going to cripple anything the Madmen were planning to do, and a real good opening here for 20B to come on in. Sizer and Paragon leading the way, and just backing these guys up, and Madmen are going to scatter here, but they want to stay together. They don't want to bleed too much. But are you going to back right up? Just you know, showing a little bit, just trying to take ground if they can. They've got sticks here blocking them a little bit. They've got full Uber, and they're going to use it. They're going to pop it right onto Sizer. Paul, Big Brown, the whole way. No flash, no nothing. Paul picks out Pharaoh. Actually, Paragon gets the credit for it there. Pick onto You Must Mike as well. They want to follow this Ash, and Ash is in behind. Ash is in behind. Ash wants a big pick here as well. I don't know if they know he's there. Here comes Ash. Ash is in on Blank. He's going to hit Blank with a nice little mini air shot there. Mini little double. Nice work. What are you seeing, friend?
I'm seeing Harblue trying to do an elaborate chase to last on Ninja Nick, but Ninja Nick just casually strolls away. But Madman putting a cap time with his third point. We're gonna rat cap going in on this mid, but Numas Mike does successfully deflect that. And this soldier is stuck behind too. I believe that's Ash, so that's 2 players for Street Hoops out of the fight. This could be an easy last push for Madman if they decide to capitalize, but kind of a bit slow here. They're just still fighting on this second point I should say, just seeing what they can do, but nothing really happening as both teams have actually stabilized right now. Street Hoops opting for an engineer for Sizer and just gonna slow down a bit.
Well, that back distraction play by Ash was actually perfectly what they needed, because it allowed some of the Madmen to peel off and just sort of get out of the fight. It was kind of just the time that they needed, but we're still going to have a push into last here, it looks like, by the Madmen, who were looking real good in this first round. I don't know, they're out to prove something this LAN, I feel like. Harblue just kind of waiting. They're planning to push right here. The longer they wait, the more danger they're in here. Ash is pushing down underneath. Let's see who this is going to go to. I'm wondering who's getting the Uber. It's going to be possibly Harblue. They're coming in this right side. Harblue laying down damage still. Both soldiers there. We have an engineer up on the last point. We have Paragon actually up 2 on last, so that's something to look at. The sniper trying to do his thing. Could be a big shot here from Paragon if he can get one. Looking at the demo maybe, looking for a soldier. Whips on a shot on Blank, and well, Harblue went down, and so that's 1 down for the Madmen, who, and if we have the Uber just coming right in, they're not going to wait. Here comes 20B. They're going to come in and look for some kills. A lot of ground to cover though, and so kind of a wasted Uber there. So bad luck for 20B, and now Madmen have to make good on this though. This is not automatic, Yuki.
Yeah, Harblu went in with the force there, Grape going for the glory air shot, unfortunately not able to deflect the soldier away from his medic, and yeah, that is an uber advantage in favor of Madman. You see what they do here, looks like they're opting in through this, just this main choke area, leading on the Demoman and soldier. Uber's popped, they're jumping in now, soldier does find the sentry gun, Demoman takes it down quick with the help of his soldier, Sizer getting taken down as well, so Engineer and Gun both going down, but Uber has faded, and right now, Grape just getting a huge amount of kills, 3 players down for Madman right now. Just disastrous post-Uber for them, as Indus and Umos Mike seem to be the only survivors, but I don't know, there's going to be some big chase coming here from Street Hoops soon, as they want blood right now, but the medic does get out. The scout going to buy time for his medic to get out, and there's going to be a cap for Street Hoops, so good retake by them, and excellent last defense.
Indus lucky to get out there. Gotta give a shout out to Ash, who on that last point was up on that claw, up on the what used to be a pipe, and was raining down hell from there, and Grape able to kind of go in and finish it up. And so great job by Ash kind of making use of the map and the terrain. But now we've got 20B looking to just wave across this point if they can, and well, they're certainly going to get this mid cap, but they want to try to maybe sneak out a pick here if they can get it. Harblu is down again. Harblu just doing that suicide thing over and over. We're going to see that from him. If there's ever a sack, it's going to be coming from Harblu, who's kind of the dedicated sack man, We had the Uber popped off here, actually, again, speaking of sacking, we have red and blue Ubers popped off here at the door. Indus sticking in there as long as he can, but he's got to get out. He doesn't want to go down here because we need a last defense for the Madmen. They don't want to beef this, but here they come. Grape is right in, going straight for Indus to get Harblu. They're going for Indus as well, who's dead to rights, and in the end, Street Hoops do pull it off. First round goes to Street Hoops. It looked real strong in the beginning, actually, for Madmen. We're going to get our split screen rollout here again. Do you want to take us through the mid, Yuki?
Okay, sure. It looks like both of them are doing very similar rollouts right now. Pharaoh maybe can get just slightly ahead, just getting the first. No, they both get the first sticky off at the same time. I thought he was a little bit faster, but both of them are just, waving each other a bit with their stickies. Harblu does take the high ground there. Both soldiers high-five each other. The soldier does land on the medic. I believe that is Blank landing on the medic, but he doesn't get the kill. Ash and Harblu both dying. Pharaoh following suit straight afterwards as well, so right now it's a man advantage for Street Hoops. Sizer taking down Indus, who was in a terrible position there, and the only person alive is Blank right now, trying to get the kill on the medic, but Ninja Nick lives with 65 health, and that is a commanding rollout win for Street Hoops.
Grape just playing like it's his own personal playground here. He's all the way up. He's going to push in, try to sneak something out. 20B are not waiting. They're already, they've got a partial cap on this second. They're going to wait, but they just want to come right on in. They're going to kill everything at last if they can. Here they go. They're going to hold on. They finally do pop. Right in on Pharaoh. First thing is Grape, but nice kill there as Grape gets taken down by the heavy. Seymour on the surprise heavy, and boy, 20B had wide eyes, but they're in no man's land here now as they get just wiped out. Don't know if they were expecting the Fat Man, Yuki.
Yeah, I think they should have definitely been expecting some utility defense there, and that pick on Grape just won them the last defense. Like, the soldier overextended tried to, get a frag on the demo man, and it's just like, hello, they all just focus him, because the medic went off to flash other people, and leaving Grape to his own devices, and Street Hoops got completely crushed in that Uber, so a bit too over-eager there. They just really wanted to push their advantage when they just waited 5-10 seconds for that cap. They still would have had an easy advantage, and Madman wouldn't have been very well set up.
Yeah, they were 100% Uber up against 0, so they certainly had time, but now it's the other way around. Madmen have theirs, and Seymour's going to poke in here and see what they can get a little bit, try to make some space. They're in. They're all the way in, and actually they've got Ash already. They're going to chase now. Sizer on the defensive and trying to get out of there. Paragon too. Real in deep there was the soldier Blank, and whatever, they'll take what they got. They're going to cap this middle, and we're back to leapfrogging Ubers, slingshotting or boomeranging Ubers, perhaps, in your country, sir. 20B are just going to come right back in here because they do have their full Uber, and unless they get this pick on the med, we're going to be slingshotting a while, but we'll see how this plays out. Indus is going to back right the hell out of there, and on this wide open middle, not always easy to get picks, Yuki.
Yeah, it looks like Grape leading the charge, just absolutely forcing Madman out of this point, and does secure his team the middle point capture. And right now, it just looks like it's slowing down a bit into a little bit of a stalemate. Madmen are going to have time to get up their Uber, so minor mistake from Street Hoops there to just not push their Uber advantage, but I guess they're going for the safer play, slowing down the game, maybe going to get some suicides, and maybe some off-classing. We'll just have to wait and see.
Perhaps, yeah. It can't underestimate, this really is a big, wide open mid. It is one of the larger maps that we play in ESEA, and a little bit of action. Paragon actually poking quite a bit here, trying to come through the cafe area a little bit, and those 20B players looking for any opening they can get. A lot of spam coming over. We're gonna love spam. Seymour's getting pretty deep, and he might be in trouble there. Seymour on the flank, and we have some soldiers flying around as well. Seymour did go down by overextending and losing Harblue as well, and this looks bad now for Madmen. They gotta get out of there. 20B's gonna come right in. Here comes Ash. Grape gonna follow in there as well, and Deadbolt. They're not gonna use a Uber if they don't have to. They know that they have it if they want it. But Indust is real hurt, and he's down 2 players. They're just gonna back out. Paragon is down in beneath. Oh boy, these 20B guys want to rush in again. We'll see how it works out. Last time it did not work well at all. What are you seeing, Yuki?
Sizer getting a huge clutch pick on Faraday. He was just hiding out, and he's just like, hey bud, finds a solid demo. Actually destroys him. That's going to give his team actually a huge edge in this fight here. Pushing on to this last point, despite even Ubers, being a demo man down is not the spot you want to be in.
Now Harblue is up, and he's playing the terrain a little bit as well, getting that height advantage. A lot of places to stand. You can see that hook up on the last, or the former pipe, where Ash was standing previously. We'll see if he kind of makes use of that. Just kind of reining in. Hard might be out of ammo soon. We have a little minor skirmish going on down beneath. It's Ash getting in a little bit of trouble, but he stays up. And really sort of blocking off that upper area is Harb a little bit. 20B planning their push. I think they're coming in left. Wanting to come in left.
It's really unusual. They had that pick on the demo absolutely free of charge, and now they're kind of just slowing down the game. It's real weird. Oh, never mind. As I say, they're going for suicide. Suiciding a scout and soldier, and that's probably going to prompt a push out from Madmen momentarily.
Yeah, well, I saw Ash jump in. I didn't see the Paragon pick, but now it's so much for a push, as unless they can get a big pick here on a medic or something like that. Oh, 20B's in a bad way, Yuki, a bad way. They pop their Uber, see if they get anything off it. Blank might be in a bit of trouble, but a nice milk by Indust, keeping it alive. And Madmen, really great job here holding on to this whole second point area. Grape is going to come in and try to challenge. He goes right for the mid. He does get Indust. Ash following up now as well. Blank getting in pig crap there. Pardon my language, Mom. But real nice patience by 20B, and able to kind of, they didn't get the best Uber of all, but they were able to kind of hold back and get the, well, I don't know, they're losing players here now again. Ninja Nick almost in a little bit of trouble here. Pharaoh holding on with
wow.
2 kills in a row. Deadbolt and Paragon, the twins, both with pills. Oh boy. Pharaoh maybe getting his wake-up call a little bit. He's had some rough luck up till now, but I'll take 2 pills in a row. Big
It's
plays
such an
by Pharaoh.
interesting sequence of events would just happen there. I mean, Madmen just seemed to be lost in communication. Seemed Blank was out there with Indust by himself, and there was a skirmish happening on last. But as I say that, going back to the action, Madmen get 3 kills. They only lose 1 player, and they're going to retake this second point and probably promptly push on to this midpoint, as Street Hoops are down 2 of their high spamming classes, obviously 2 of their soldiers, and Harblue comes in and dies. I don't even know what happened there. He just kind of jumped and died. As what are you seeing on your end?
Landed on stickies. Well, I'm looking at Pharaoh, who's still pushing forward and doing what he can. I don't want him to get too over-eager, though. When you go on a big run, it can be easy to sort of bleed in and get too excited and forget, you know, your fundamentals. And look at this 20B team. They're not making it easy for anyone to stand in here. Here comes Ash right in, forces the Uber. Pharaoh's going to try to stay alive, and they're going to bring You Must Mike in, flash it off a little bit. They need picks, though, here. That's what Madmen needs, because, wow, the blue Uber's popping off now as well. Pharaoh's in behind. Pharaoh's, oh, wow. Pharaoh tried to get Deadbolt, didn't get him. Looks like the better of this one is probably going to Madmen, because they're able to push back in, and Street Hoop's still kind of on their back heels here.
The Street Hoops still have that forward spawn coming up, and this players are going to be coming in momentarily, so there's faster respawn, obviously nice. As the scout coming in, just trying to pressure out Madmen, as it seems Pharaoh's in a bit of an interesting spot. He's kind of just like, hey team, where is everyone? He's just kind of looking around. Fortunately, he gets taken out, and You Must Mike goes down as well, so 2-player advantage for Street Hoops, especially one of them being a demo man. It's going to be an easy cap for them, and I don't know if they're going to try and get much else of that, maybe being too greedy if they do, as they do actually catch out Harblue, but Great dies in return, so, you know, kind of Street Hoops would like to think of that as, you know, an uneven trade, but I don't know, it kind of just depends how you look at it, as there's still some posturing happening here, so very aggressive, these teams, just constant action right now, but it seems a bit more disjointed than the game we were watching previously, I feel.
Well, you think of the importance of Badonsky in our last match, and I think Grape's the same way. They're not going to push in without Grape, and he's back there now, he's respawned. So no push without Grape. It's doable. They had 5 players, but Grape's just a huge part of that offense. And now Madmen, though, have had time to set up. I mean, we have the engineer there now, and we have sticks set up and whatnot. Really good position here for Madmen as they've got the defense they want. Let's see if it'll hold. 20B have been burned once before. Let's see if they can figure out a push on to last here. No real openings right now. They're just sort of trying to plan their attack, but I think if they just breathe, they can figure this one out, and hopefully they don't walk into a sticky trap. Because that's never good. You don't want to do that. Pro strats.
I wonder if Troops are going to try those 2-man suicides again, or if they're just going to try and suicide one player and
Grape
come up
got
with
a big
util.
Sorry, Grape. I hope we had it on camera. Got a big air shot. Here comes. There's a sack in. Ash came in and promptly died to the sentry gun, so that's no good for 20B. I'm a little surprised, but I'm not seeing 20B do too much when they're having to push into this last. Maybe an egg that they're trying hard to crack, but they haven't quite done it yet.
They do actually beat out Yumas Mike, and Ash died quite a while ago, so his respawn's going to be coming in momentarily, and Yumas Mike has quite a while to respawn, so... Oh, but as I say that, actually Grape did die earlier, so not saying they can use, and Sizer goes down a well, bit of an overextension there, and as you were saying, Ash finally pulling out the sniper rifle.
Yeah, here he goes. The surprise leader in sniper kills this season in ESEA, and he just gets a headshot on the Indust! Ash! The huge kill there, right as we talk about him, he comes right out. How have we not known, how have we not noticed Ash silently being the best sniper as he becomes bits of Ash there? It's such a surprise. You think of people like Perry. Meanwhile, we're back here at last. We've got the Ubers popped off. I'm just getting infatuated by the handsome sniper Ash. Pharaoh hitting some nice pipes but goes down. Ninja Nick's in trouble down beneath as well. Ninja Nick's gonna get chased down here by Yumas Mike. He's still alive though, but he's got no one with him. Getting out those crossbows. Ninja Nick wants a frag. He gets out alive. Everything's all good. We're all good here. But anyway, Ash just walks right out and gets a big sniper. So, you think of players like Clockwork and Paragon and Alpha even, but you don't really necessarily think of Ash. Something to keep an eye on. We've got some soldier battles here. Speaking of Ash, Ash and Blank doing a little high five, as they call it. And we've got the fight over second here now as Red finishes up the cap, but a lot of frags going down, and Ninja Nick now healing his scalp, but needs to get out of there. Nick in a lot of trouble so far. Nick has had to retreat a lot of times, and when you find your medic getting out of there, the team normally gets out of there. That's how it works. That's team.
If the medic's not there providing the heals, then you're gonna slowly lose the fight. And yeah, that just happens to Street Hoops. They lose their Roman, lose one of their scouts, and one of the other scouts almost dies, and they're gonna lose the mid cap. And nothing else really happening yet. A bit of fighting going on at this choke. It looks like Street Hoops are trying to contest it a bit. Grape is on the point. He does get a good rocket on Indust. Indust's very low in health. Surprised he hasn't had to pop it. There we go. Pop's coming out on both sides right now. I'll let you call this Uber.
Well, Ninja Nick had to pop. He was backed into a corner. He had a Harblue in his face, and not in a good way. And Harblue now jumping in again, and Ninja Nick is just playing frantic. Ninja Nick has been pressured, and I give credit to Madman for putting so much focus fire on him. He's frantic, which isn't a bad thing. But anyway, with 3 players down on Madman now, Nick's going to bring his team forward, and they're going to look to get this middle cap. A little bit of a fight put up by Madman, but we're seeing a lot of back and forth, Yuki, like we saw in our first series. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, definitely. It's just constant seesaw kind of action happening here right now as Street Hoops happily kept up that midpoint, and they are pushing with their combo and their scouts through this cafe area right now. And not much contest from Madman right now, playing a very defensive position, I should say, as Ash jumps in leading the way, do get the pick on Blank. And they should try and get this cap as Harblue throws himself away a bit as well, trying to get a miracle pick on Ninja Nick. Unfortunately, doesn't get it. And Madman are down 2 soldiers. This is going to be a pretty disastrous Uber fight, I think.
The scouts are going bonkers. I mean, Paragon and Sizer, and they're in again. Both Ubers are popped off. There's 3 players down. This looks really good for 20B, but they've still got to pull it off. They got to do it. Paragon is waiting down beneath. We have a lot of players now swarming. They're going to constrict this last if they can. A lot of havoc going down. Indus just trying to get over and find Blank. They both go down, though. Barely anyone there left to defend this last. That last one up is Harblue, but Deadbolt just going to stand on it. Oh, boy, we have a little bit of a... Harblue and Yumas Mike saved the day there for what seemed like a sure cap for Street Hoops. Yuki, what am I seeing?
You're seeing what they call TF2, my friend.
I had almost called
the most unlikely
one.
things happen.
We got Sizer coming in, trying for the little sneaky back cap there. I had all but called that one for 20B. They are up 1-0, but wow. Madman saving that from becoming 2-0 there. Now, we're still looking at last point here. It's nothing so severe that 20B are going to get all the way out, but man, oh man, a lot of credit to you, Mike and Harb there. My breath. I'm
solid
sweating.
play by them as Harblue doesn't get taken down, and Street Hoops, they're still happily just plodding along on this second point. Both teams, I'm pretty sure, we have very similar Uber advantages, but Indus very slight, probably about 10% his way. Seymour pulling out the Engineer to defend this last point, and Street Hoops are going to give that Engineer time to set up his sentry gun, and once again, game's just going to slow down just for a little bit, and then it's going to go up about 20 notches or so.
Well, we've seen Madmen killing it with their last defenses. We've seen them kill it on defense both when they have time to set up and when they don't. Don't forget about that defense where Seymour jumped out at the last second as heavy and basically saved the day. A lot of credit to Madman. And Mike is on Sniper now. He picks out Grape with a big headshot. That's a big deal. Harb is out, and he gets a pick onto Ash. This looks good for Madmen. I don't know if they're going to push out because they're without Harblue, though. Blank is going to come out and see what he can get. Maybe they are coming out. We may have a pause.
Oh, it keeps happening.
That
was a tease. Please, Valve, don't do it.
It keeps happening. Well, again, what we saw is that Ash went down at roughly the same time as Grape. It was a nice headshot by Mike, who's actually sneaking right up now. If we have a look at Mike, he's got a pipe in his face. Oh, and he goes down, as a matter of fact. We're back live. Sorry about that brief delay there, that brief pause. But both teams, I mean, those frags all just sort of cancel out, and nobody really getting the better of that in the end. Some of the 20B guys coming in, see if they can sneak some kills. But again, I mean, look at this defense. We have Madmen have the defense they want. They have that sentry gun spot back in the left corner. They have their level 3 up, which means Endy's free to do what he wants. The sack in from Paragon, I don't know what I think of that. And Deadbolt down as well. So the twins both down. Madmen have to come out here, don't they? Here they go. Harblue's going to jump
Look at this forward positioning by Street Hoops, just trying to not allow the combo without a fight. As Harblue gets picked off, trying to buy time for his team, but Grape gets picked off. And the Uber is forced, and the nice late counter Uber coming out from Madmen. Blank's going to look to punish this poor Uber by the Street
Ash is
Hoops.
in behind. Ash is in at last. Ash could have came right into last. I don't know if he knew. But anyway, we're out fighting it out. Ash just come back in. He might look at the VOD of this one and wonder, why didn't I go for last? He might have gotten it, but anyway. We have Ninja Nick, the only medic up. He's at 30%. That's not going to matter, but he's going to be able to lead heals probably in here and maybe see if they can get Mike or get one more pick. A lot of fighting going on at this door, and Madman might be in trouble if they lose one more here, Yuki. They're getting the respawns up. Pharaoh the last one to respawn. Great just trying to battle it out here at this door. They might not get Uber, and I think if Madmen are able to sort of maybe sneak and take a little bit of ground, they might challenge this Uber, but I'm looking at Harblue. Looking at you, Harb. Harb doing a lot of his jumping around. He did jump in behind for those Ubers before and try to maybe catch someone off guard, so he knows what he's doing, that Anthony. Here we go now, action at the left side. We've got a little 1v1, a little bit of spam at the left door. Again, the defense is now a walking sentry gun as Seymour's up on Heavy. He's going to mow into Sizer a little bit, but nice job by Nick. Big heals from Nick. Heavy is down. Now, everyone else still just fighting it out. It looks like we have players standing still. I'm wondering if we're having some disconnects.
Sizer disconnected, I think, or something. He was just frozen in midair. Just like, whoa, air shot! As Ash flying in here, trying to get some frags for his team. It does maybe kill Indus. Does kill Blank and Indus, as I don't know, it looks like players are disconnecting or something. It looks like they're a bit phased by what's happened. And I'm not really sure what's happening. Ash just seems to be rocket jumping around a bit, as Deadbolt does get taken down, so very scrappy fight on this last point right now. It's great following in behind, trying to get this equalizer kill, but Sizer getting the kill. And oh my god, Spawn's coming in. Harblue clutches just in time. Takes down Grape, Sizer, and with the help of Blank, takes down Ash. So successful last defense again from Madmen. And they're going to have more spawns coming up again soon, so they're going to be looking to retake their second point.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. We're going to have to wait for the report from the floor on Dallas. There were a couple players standing still. I don't know what that was about. They're all, of course, there in person, so internet not an issue, hopefully. But anyway, yeah, Ninja Nick now is actually down as well. Apparently there were lag issues is the word we're getting from Dallas. Blank with a big air shot onto Ash, meanwhile. And Blank just sort of mowing down. He's going MGE style now. Blank! Big Blank with multiple kills there. A little help from his scouts and his teammates, but going big and just kind of chilling now by the little Little choke area. We've only seen one round capped here. Just a reminder, guys, it is 1-0 Street Hoops if you're just joining us. We may not get to 3 points before the half-hour point, which will bring us into half. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, as right now, Madman successfully capture up that midpoint, so looking to, bounce back a bit in this half. They are down 1-0, but very low scoring game so far. As I said, only 1-0. As Uber's popped, Harbu jumping in with the help of Blank. They're going to try and find whatever Street Hoops player they can. They do get Grape, so that's something for their troubles, and they are going to get the cap points. So, not the best thing they could have asked for. They would have asked for, at least a medic pick there and the cap, but they get the cap, so it means Street Hoops have to pop Uber most probably to retake this, and Madmen are just going to play off that and wait for Uber advantage later on.
Harblue just taking a vacation and around jumping in near the blue team, doing that Harblue thing, which is just causing havoc for the other guys. We're having a push out by 20B. They're going to come right out. Here comes Grape. Here comes Sizer. They get the pick onto Harb, and they're just not ready to wait. Here comes the Uber in through the cafe area. They're going to find a Blank who maybe did not see that coming at all. So big kills now. Only 2 players left up for Madman. That pushed Yuki kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah, Madman just kind of falling apart there, and Street's just capitalizing on it. And they're going to have a very solid Uber advantage. As Harblue coming up on the sniper. An off class he does often, but usually doesn't really work that well. You kind of liken it to the Mackie play almost, and he gets shoved back. Does have the back spawn, and Street Hoops are going to be pretty happy with that. They forced 2 players to back spawn. And this is going to be an easy second point cap for them. And Madmen are responding with the engineer on last.
Sorry to interrupt. I give a lot of credit to 20B, who kind of caught Madmen napping there, is all I can figure, and was pushed out of last kind of unexpectedly. And here they are now pushing the other last. You see how quickly the momentum can turn. Grape is peeking now the right side, seeing what's there. They're looking at the defense. Harblue is down, but Nick is down as well. No heals for 20B to push into this. So Street Hoops, I'm very surprised here. They're coming right in. Ash came in and died promptly. They both got kills though. Indust and Blank down. And without a medic here, Street Hoops looking very good. They're on the right side. Pharaoh is in there doing what he can. I'm very shocked here as we have Street Hoops with no medic coming in and very easily taking that last. Very impressive. Up against a sentry gun. And Ash is saying in chat, how? We can't see that on screen, but with 4 minutes left, we're looking at 2-0 Street Hoops gang.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Seymour kind of just abandoned his sentry gun there to do some sneaky pistoling, and his gun just got owned by rockets for free, so I reckon if he kept that up, it would have been a different story, but I'll let you lead this rollout.
I'm looking at Ash, who's up above and just sort of waiting for Red to come to him. We have the Madmen players who are maybe getting a little anxious here now. They want to pick up a round before half if they can. Ash taking a lot of damage is going to back out into the flank. Meanwhile, here back at the point, we had Harb down, we have Deadbolt, the twins are both down. Seymour and US Mike just going bonkers crazy right now, and I'd say in terms of scout combos, I'd almost give, well, Sizer there with another big pick. Oh, Paul, please, and takes out Pharaoh as well. Okay, never mind what I was going to say, both scout combos doing their thing. The scouts have been very strong though, Yuki, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely, but it seems Ash and Grape as well has also been playing a really good game, just really good soldier work, just coordinating each other, and with the double gumbo, it's just so good for them to rotate heals in and out, and just rotate damage in and out.
We have just over 3 minutes left in this first half, guys, of this Sunshine map, and 20B, of course, are leading 2-0, as I'm sure you can see, but Madmen here, they want to make something happen if they can, but just look at 20B just down the throat. Ash is on the flank now, and they're going to come right in. No stopping from 20B, although they're without Sizer, without Grape, so maybe they are going to stop. Maybe they are going to back up. I spoke too soon. Harblue is in doing that Harblue thing. He's in on Deadbolt, and it's taken out. Nice pick by Ash, who gets there. Really good communication, it seems like, from Street Hoops.
Yeah,
I can't hear them myself, but it
seems the
like
Madman bought Harblue bought time for his team to get in there. He may not have got a frag, but that's the kind of the Harblue thing. He doesn't the one that goes for the super flashy plays. Really, he just he enables his team to get in there. He just creates space. He's the space creator.
Space creator. He's a smart dude. He's like a supercomputer brain. He has all that knowledge from all these seasons. I'm a fan of Harblue. One of the best players we've certainly seen in North America of all time. But right now, he wants to help his team get around if they can. Pharaoh sending lots of spam over, but 20B taking a firm hold of this second point here and wondering what the entry is going to be here for for Madmen if there is going to be an entry. Harblue going to come in, do his thing. He's just jumping around, just kind of keeping them honest. Blank is in as well. Blank's going to be in trouble, and he goes down to the pistol of Sizer. This is not looking good, as Street Hoops are going to be able to maybe just push right in across into this mid again here. Madmen not in the position they want to be, and it looks like they're having trouble finding a foothold, Yuki.
Yeah, just a bit of like lots of skirmishes happening with both teams right now, and there seems to be a bit of a scuffle in the Flowers area, I'd like to say, as looks like Harblue is going to jump out of that, and Street Hoops are going to, I guess, solidify a bit and try and pressure in this midpoint as they're peeking from this choke. They're not sure if they want to go in, as they do commit. This is the time for them, they feel. Grape leading the charge, but Ash does get taken down on the flank, and Grape decides it's go time still, as Paragon does get a nice kill on Blank, but Paragon does get taken down as well, so it seems that Ubers have been popped on both sides, but slightly favouring Street Hoops, as Grape just feeling really confident, just charging forward a bit. Size is zoning out the other team, and looks like Street Hoops are still trying to be really aggressive despite this slight man disadvantage, but Grape getting a pick on Harblue, so good job by them there, and still a constant fight happening right here.
Harp came in, it's just death from above so often. Here comes Grape though, Grape's in on the medic, and Grape going down though, but here's Ash to finish them off, and nobody left on Madmen. They're wiped. Doesn't look good for them getting around before this half will be done. I gotta give a shout out to Ninja Nick, who on that last exchange had a really nice save onto Grape, who was underneath the point with his equalizer out and just barely caught by Nick at the last second. This good half is being called out already, as we're going to be leading into halftime. And here we go, heading into halftime. I was right. I called it. And so heading into half, it is 2-0 for Street Hoops Esports. But again, Yuki, both series that we've cast so far today in this LAN, there has been a ton of back and forth, and they've been very close. We haven't seen any rolls.
Yeah, it's been pretty close, for both games especially. And though for this game, it's unusual. I don't feel like necessarily the teams are playing the best they can. I feel they're just kind of still getting into whatever land knows they have, or whatever it may be, and they're just kind of both making a lot of these mistakes, which they probably shouldn't be, and they usually don't, and just a lot of these rough ragtag scuffle kind of fights are just happening, and seems like no one really wants to just slow the game down for 1 or 2 minutes and just figure out what's happening and figure out what to do from there. They just want to always be playing this high pace kind of play, which isn't too bad. It's exciting to watch, but at the same point, it's like it can be very draining to play, and sometimes you just want to slow the game down a bit.
Yeah, I'm looking at some numbers. Let's talk numbers, Yuki. I'll give you one right off the bat. Let's play this game. I'll say a DPM, and you have to tell me who it was. 350.4.
Grape.
It was Grape with 350 and top damaging by a lot, but interesting thing in terms of the teams is that Madmen overall did sizably more damage than Street Hoops. The way it all broke down, though, I'm just looking at the stats right now, seeing what sticks out to me. In terms of frags, the Madmen had a ton of frags. I'm looking at something. Never mind. Something strange is happening with the stats on the ESEA page. I'm not sure. The teams are switched, but at any rate, Street Hoops playing very dominantly and doing the big stuff. Harblue making some big plays, but dying a lot, as we sort of predicted. What stuck out to you in that half, Yuki from Australia?
I just felt that Street Hoops, despite they were playing really aggressive, or both teams were playing really aggressive overall, I felt Street Hoops maybe just had that slight, very, very slight edge in coordination over Madmen. I felt there were a lot of times when someone was in on Madmen's side, or a couple of people were in, and there was some other silly, meaningless duel happening elsewhere, and there was just no communication of either thing happening, and either side was waiting for the other one to help them, and it's just like, hello guys, what's happening? And they would lose situations off that, and they'd have to rely on lucky respawns and people hitting their shots to come out of that situation favorable.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're seeing Madmen backed into their own last a little too often. It's a great thing when you can defend your last the way they have, and they've done a fantastic job, but you don't want to be defending your own last every single round. And so I certainly would like to see a little more high octane out of the Madmen in this half. It's certainly there. It's not a roll, and this is still anybody's game. Now I'm going to look at Blank on this middle. What do you think? He's had some power moments. Blank with a 4.
Yeah, definitely. Like the leader of the team, the main caller. It's good to see what they do on a mid fight, I should say.
Yep. So I'm watching Blank right now, who's just sending out spam. He's beefing all of his jumps right now. I might have picked the wrong player. Let's look at. I'm switching over to Grape, who's up above as well, and he's going to get the better of Blank. Down he goes. Grape going to see what else he can pick out here. We have lots of these 20B players just sort of staying back and letting Madman come to them, which I like that strategy. Here's Ash is up high. Paragon doing so much work down low. Paragon is just on that point, putting out tons of damage. He gets taken out. We've got a 4v4 situation, and already 20B getting their Uber. There must have been an Uber sauce smack or something like that. Pretty impressive by Ninja Nick there, popping one off. But bad news, if you're a 20B fan, you're going to be looking at an Uber now from the other side because Indus stayed up. And we're going to have a repush right away here by the looks of it. Here comes Madman. They're without Pharaoh and without Seymour, but they're going to try to do it here anyway. Ash is up high, and he's going to retreat a little bit. You must Mike and them just trying to hold on. Kind of interesting seeing an Uber so early off of this middle, Yuki.
Yeah, no, it was very interesting. It's just one of the longer mid fights you see in the game. It was funny actually watching from Indus Pov. He was just walking into mid there with his team, and you just see a sneaky little crossbow from Ninja Nick just fly past Indus cheek, just a little hello at him there, as Harblue is currently playing some 007 right now as he's coming up with the spy.
Dun, 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 dun. We have a spy playing. We've already seen one backstab. We saw it in the previous series with Elevate and Froyotech, and we'll see here if Harblue can make a big play. And the potential of the spy to make a difference is so big, but it's kind of risk-reward, because if he goes down here, well, that's one of your soldiers just completely gone. So we'll see what Harbs wants. He's disguised here now, creeping around. I always got to watch the spy cam. We're going to whisper. Whisper time. I don't know if Harblue might have already been spotted out here. Hard to say, but this 20B team... Yeah, Ninja Nick keeping an eye on the door, and he knows... Well, I don't know. Harb is in behind. See how this plays out. Both teams just doing their thing. Harb is in with the revolver. Opted not to go for the knife. I don't know about that. Harb, give it another shot next time, buddy. So Harblue is down, and wondering now, will this be enough maybe for a push? We're going to see a push. Sizer's creeping in. Look at Sizer coming. Speaking of pushing and flanking in behind, Sizer's all the way in behind. He wants a Mad. He's in on Indus. Sizer on Indus. Then the Uber gets forced. Sizer does go down, but a really nice force in behind. Nobody knew he was there. He was as good as cloaked, I think.
Yeah, he's just a spy, but with a scattergun.
Right.
Doesn't have. Yeah, and he's got more mobility. And it seems that Street Hoops get the better end of that, as they do retain their Uber advantage. They do lose 2 players, but they're content with that. As the Uber is actually forced by Harblue, he does get taken down in return. But nice work to force that Uber in that position where it wasn't a place that Street Hoops wanted to use it. They are going to cap up this midpoint for their troubles, but there is going to be a favourable Uber advantage for Batman, about 40% or so, and they're going to be pretty happy with that. Harblue actually managed to defend their disadvantage.
And they're setting up. They're doing their thing here. They've got the sticks and whatnot, and they're just kind of building. They are going to get their Uber first, barring some kind of crazy miracle. There's no sniper out, so Indus most certainly will get his. And both teams just kind of waiting. They're slowing down the pace somewhat. It looks like Madman want to go, though. Here they come. Harblue leading the way. Harblue doing that thing, jumping around. In come both soldiers now, and Grape just sort of holding down the upper level of the map, and Ash as well. No picks yet, but Harblue way deep gets taken out by the scout combo. And Madman there taking a lot of ground, but 20B sticking in there, and they have their Uber now as well. So let's see who acts first, Yuki. This is real important here, how this goes down. Could dictate how the rest of this round and this match goes. 20B coming back. I feel like both teams know there's Uber, and Madman getting out of there without their Uber. Because they've lost too many players. That's Blank and Pharaoh down. Now they still have one to defend, but look at these soldiers. Here comes Grape, here comes Ash and Deadbolt. They have to pop off. Really great work by Street Hoops, who now are holding on to their free Uber. There's not going to get forced out. So Ninja Nick is just laughing at this point. Nobody able... Oh, but there's a force. So now a lot of ground to cover. Ninja Nick coming in here, but I don't know. They're going to maybe catch Madman with their pants down here a little bit.
Yeah, Ash somehow managed to sneak behind and pick up Indus as his Uber faded. Thought he was safe in his base. Apparently not. As Madman losing so many players right now, they do get some picks. You must might get Seymour trying for the miracle plays. The Ubersaw is out from Ninja Nick. Does get the kill. Indus tries to salvage it, but unfortunately for Madmen and Madmen fans. That was a cap for Street Hoops, and that is 3-0, I believe.
3-0, as they say, in everywhere except North America, pretty much. Why don't we watch Ash on this middle? I like to give Ash props on mid, aka Carter Cool Kid. That's his Twitch name, of course. Shoutouts to twitch.tv, of course, for bringing this to you guys and for supporting TF2. Ash is out, and he and his fellow soldier, they've got Rain coming down. It's Blank and Har both doing a little double jump here, trying to cause some havoc. Deadbolt is down already. Ash and Grape hanging in there, but look at the scouts from Madmen just running amok and just chasing people out of here. You Must Mike going big. I know You Must Mike's got some fans in chat giving some love, and Mike is in deep. Look at these guys. Seymour down now, but Mike gets a big pick on a Sizer. It's a 3v2 situation, but wow, Mike going big on that middle. We're in that encounter there.
Yeah, Harbler actually did pretty good there. He actually, got behind the other team and just proceeded to just rocket jump around like some jump map guy, and actually bought enough time for his team to just, overpower the other players. And 20B were actually essentially down 2 players because they were trying to deal with Harblu, and one of them being the medic. So a good play by him to buy his team some time, and they successfully captured that midpoint, I should say.
Yeah, the soldiers now trying to get in and do their thing. I just watch Harblu. It's just non-stop action. Ash takes a big rocket there from Blank. Both soldiers, we have 2v2 soldiers here in this petit chauffeur area, as my colleague Marxist would say, based on the sign that's there on that right side wall. No picks, but a little bit of some rockets back and forth. Blank shooting his own scout with the shotgun. I'm not sure what that was. Maybe a new meta. Helping to build Uber, maybe. So both teams switching back and forth, and I feel like since this is the second half, both teams feeling a little bit of urgency, but certainly especially Madmen as they want to get back into this one. Street Hoops, they know though, if they could easily give up one round and let Madmen right back into this. So I don't think Street Hoops are ready to just park the bus just yet.
Yeah, looks like just a bit of a slowdown right now. Madmen are peeking in through that cafe area though, but apart from that, that's kind of it. There's just not really much happening. No suicides, no utilities happening yet, and Harbour is posing at this choke though. I wonder if he's going to do something.
Here he comes. Here's Harb. He's just jumping around. He wants Paragon. He gets Paragon. He's in behind now, so that's Harblue style. Opa Harblue style, and he's still somehow alive. He's running all the way to last. We got Sizer and Ash giving chase. Harb's still up. Harb is just in on last, just having a little vacay, and he finally goes down to Sizer. Shoutouts to Harblue. Longest innings, as they used to say in GoldenEye 007 on 64. Ash now, we got an exchange going down, and a big numbers advantage for 20B as Ash stays alive. Pharaoh doing what he can, and Madmen want to cap this point, but boy, oh boy, they have everyone down, except in Dust. We trust.
Yeah, I didn't really see what was happening on the combo side of things, but I don't know, I guess Madmen just, their medic got picked off, and as a result they kind of just played lemmies into the other team to see if they could get the med, but they didn't really get anything. They maybe got one pick, and Street Hoops have a commanding Uber advantage right now, and they're looking pretty comfortable, to close out this map eventually, maybe to a 5-0 at this rate.
Well, I mean, let's recall though, Yuki, let's think back on some of the failed or aborted pushes in the last that 20B have had, and they're not even going to get that far, because even though they have Uber, I mean, they've lost Grape and Ash, and we're going to have no push in with 0 soldiers. It just will never happen. But they've tried several times. Now Ash is back up on Sniper, and we saw him with a big headshot already. And we've alluded to him being the surprise top fragger on Sniper this season in the ESEA invite. So does he have something else up his sleeve here? What do you got, Carter? There are some big, long sniping lanes. The one he's looking at right now, not one of them. He may catch a jumping soldier, but that's about it. He's cycling around to right. I don't know about this. He's maybe hoping to find a soldier up on top. I don't know if Ash is really in the position he wants to be right now. He's going to cycle again. If he can get a big pick here, that might be all the Street Hoops need to kind of bowl over this. We'll see how it plays out. Ash backing up a little bit as we got some aggressiveness. Here comes Harblue. Harblue's just up above. Just doing his thing. And Harblue got a pick, I believe, on Sizer there before escaping. And he got Paragon as well. Harblue's doing his thing with 1 HP. That's all you need, right?
Yeah, wow, that was actually a really interesting play by Madmen. They knew that Street Hoops were running that sniper, and it was on the Roma, and as soon as they had identified that, they decided, let's do something different and actually push into you, because, you're not going to have that spamming class. they forced a fight, they got a pick very early, and they just proceeded to romp over Street Hoops because when you have a sniper and if you're down one player as well, that that can essentially be a two-man disadvantage. So well read by them.
Harb is doing crazy stuff. I only caught the end of it when he had 1 HP and grabbed the small pack, but he's getting some love in chat, and I agree with you. I mean, it's pretty smart. We see sometimes now the roamers as sniper. Traditionally in the past it's been scout, but see how this goes. We have a real early pop here underneath by Blue, and that's Madmen. They've got that gun. That's down right off the bat. Coming in now is the scouts are trying to do a number if they can. Grape is on the point, but a real quick cap. Madmen, I'm noticing, Yuki, they just get right on there. They don't waste time. They just bull on the point, and whoever's there is going to get shot, and that's about it. We have 3-1 now. 19 minutes left in the half. How about that push into last, though?
Yeah, it seems Madmen just carried off their momentum that they got in mid after that, successful push off from their second point. And just as a result, carry into the last with a huge Uber advantage and roll over Street Hoops.
Harblue's down already. I was looking for him on camera. He's already dead, so that's rip on him. Looking at Blank, who's right in on the demo and medic. Tried to get Indus and actually, wow. Or sorry, tried to get Ninja Nick, that is. But everyone on Madmen going down, including Indus there. And Pharaoh's running away, giggling and hoping he stays alive. It's a huge mid for 20B. I didn't see it all break down. Yuki, what the hell? What happened? What happened?
It just seemed that once Hardblue died, Street Hoops were like, yeah, you got someone down, we're just going to go super aggressive, and just absolutely took a big dump, big poopy onto the Madmen, and just, asserted their dominance. As Hardblue trying to get in with that force there, always active, always trying to get stuff done, but, sometimes if you're trying to get stuff done all the time as a roamer, you put your team down that player, and as a result, the resulting fight that follows soon after can, be disastrous. But it looks like Street Hoops actually give them wait period.
Yeah, we talk about risk reward. Here we go with the push in. Now there's a gun still up. That's got to come down. It's a level 2. Down that goes, and just crowding the point is Street Hoops, taking a book from Madmen. Look at the defense by Madmen. Real nice try, but in the end, 20B's firepower too much, and we're looking at match point for the boys they call 20B.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good for them now. They weren't happy about the round they lost, and they just bounced back and absolutely crushed Madmen in that round. Madmen, not feeling too good about that. Hopefully they're just, taking their time, thinking about what's happened, and just focusing on this next round.
Looking at Grape, who's going to get right on the awning right thing for Sting, and mirrored by Blank, who's going to jump in. He's going to come right in, actually. Blank has been wanting the combo for many of these mids. Ash way in behind, and Ash actually gets, nice kill there on the Blank, who's down. Ash is still in there with 20 HP. He's going to back out. Pharaoh doing what he can. Pharaoh is maybe trying to surprise some of the 20B guys, gets a couple little sticks down, but Madmen are just going to kind of bully the point. Both medics are still up. Harblu, though, is down, as is Blank, so no soldiers for Madmen, and maybe, look at this, Paragon came right in and tried to cause some havoc, but I'm feeling a repush here from 20B. They're waiting real back, but a little bit of aggression. US Mike coming up and challenging a little bit. I don't know, when is the window for the repush close here? I guess 20B are just going to hold. There is no repush.
Yeah, I think they're just going to wait. They got that player down, and they're going to wait to see if Madmen try and push. As Madmen trying to do something from this Flowers, Blank is already in, trying to get some pressure on this Demoman. Doesn't get a force, but Ash does get taken down off on the side somewhere, and the counter Uber late from Street Hoops. Grape jumping in, trying to catch this medic off, does take down Indus with the help of Sizer. And this soldier is coming in though, Blank with the help of You Must Mike, taking down Grape and Ninja Nick. Seymour does get taken down in return, but full team wipe in favor of Madmen. They're going to
forgetting to cap second, maybe. If they had second that time, they might have been able to come right in, but that's life, and that's what happens. And Street Hoops going to get their respawns. Now, Harb is hiding. Harb wants to surprise someone, and he's going to maybe get... here he goes on to Ash. Real easy pickings on Ash, and that's one soldier down. But, well, it's still a 6v5, though, as Madmen still have to make it happen here. It's not a gimme by any means. Harblue's still creeping around. He finds a Grape. There was a comment on the Alkaline combo about 20B. They have a fruit. They have a big brown, something like that. Shoutouts to Alkaline for his article. Grape now just waiting for someone to come. Grape, of course, is a fruit. Makes wine out of it. Harblu is in. Speaking of making wine out of someone, he goes down and gets annihilated by all of 20B. 20B maybe thinking of coming out. Well, yeah, I'm looking at, well, we have an engineer, but I'm looking at some of these 20B guys want to come out. Ash seems like he wants to push out, but we'll see what 20B play. Well, you got a question in terms of time, what they have time for here, because we know that 20B are not afraid to push out. Think in the first half when they came right out, kind of by surprise, caught Madman off guard and came right all the way into last. I wonder if we might see that again here. We'll see a 20B play it. We've seen them hold passively, and we've seen them come right out of last on their own successfully as well. Right now, both medics holding on Uber. We do have Paragon up on Sniper. I'm going to get on the Paragon cam. I don't want to miss a big snipe, you know? I can miss other things, but not a snipe. Paragon is going to back up. He's going to think better of it. He's back on Scout because we had Pharaoh go down, and maybe that's what 20B were waiting for. Demo's down. Time to come out. It's safe, right? Can't fail.
Yeah, but I don't think Stream's going to be able to push off with that. After all, they do have an engineer, so, you know, they will be lacking that one scout for that post-Uber or Uber fight in general. As Harblue jumping in, trying to find the medic, does get absolutely destroyed by the air rockets. I think Grape hit one, and I'm pretty sure Ash may hit one as well. As Blank coming in, trying to get the force as well, but that's 2 soldiers down, and you know, that's a lot of spam power down. It's pretty hard to defend this. Sizes, though, still not stopping off that engineer, so I wonder if Streeters are just going to park, as never mind. Looks like Grape leading the charge on this flat area. Jumps into force. It does have his Uber force, and counter Uber coming up from Madman. There are the spawns coming from Madmen, so this late Uber are going to be pretty good for them, but Street Hoops are all over this cap point right now, so it's pretty hard for Madmen to get in. Indus goes down, Ash goes down as well to follow, and no many more players dying just yet, as it looks like Deadbolt does go down as well as Blank, so trades coming left and right. Seymour getting 2 kills on Sizer and Paragon, and Seymour going behind, trying to go for this flank play. Grape and Ninja Nick's still alive, but he's going to think the better of it, only on 60 health. Probably not the wise decision to go in, and they're just going to successfully recap this second point. They did have that gun still on last, as Grape does take down Harblue, and the sentry gun actually kills Seymour, so slight Uber advantage after all that for Street Hoops. Well, as I say slight, it's probably about 50-odd%, and a decent player advantage for them, but it's going to be hard to push out as these spawns are coming soon.
Well, what looked like it was about to turn into an advantage for Madmen just quickly melted as they bled 2 players right in a row. Want to give credit to Pharaoh for that last encounter. Pharaoh, a bit of an undersung hero in this one, but he stayed in there, was playing pretty gutsy and doing a lot of damage on that last encounter near second point. But Madmen are now backed up, and they're putting damage onto this combo as the Uber was popped, but they lose US Mike right off the bat. Harblue's still in behind, dancing around, but he goes down. Indus and Blank down too, and 20B, my goodness, just disgusting. Body parts everywhere. Oh, the humanity.
Taking a poopy.
Well, taking a poopy, in a great man once said, and Grape gonna try to come and camp spawn a little bit, but looking real good for 20B right here is having one of those encounters where they take down everyone. Very impressive, and they have an Uber advantage to boot, and so looking very good here as time ticks away, and remember, if nothing else happens, Street Hoops are gonna take this. They've got the round advantage, and we are in the second half. Grape putting out some big damage here at that shutter door, but a lot of defense at the shutter as well. We might have to slow down. Harblue's dead, by the way, in case you're wondering. Harblue's status.
Yeah, Madmen realizing that they don't really have time to just defend. They're trying to, like, you know, aggressively defend, you know, i.e. push off last and just try and attack, but they do get a pick on Paragon, and Blank with the double kill on Ash and Ninja Nick. Also kills Grape, so the huge triple kill there. US Mike does kill Deadbolt as well, so Sizer is the last man standing, trying to get out flowers. Blank smells blood. He does get Sizer with the help of US Mike, and that was a huge, you know, kind of win for Madmen, and they're going to get some huge momentum here. Blank going in for some more plays. Let's get some 2 frags. Uber is forced, but really good fight for Madmen, as, you know, they did cap up the second point. They're going to cap mid, and they're going to try and get this 4th point here and just ride this momentum to maybe get the last.
Mike is playing huge. He has a lot of big frags, and he's really turned it on in the second half. I've been very impressed. Madman now swinging back, and again, we see these momentum swings, and even though it is lopsided in terms of rounds for Street Hoops, I mean, this still could be anybody's game, although we are running out of time somewhat. Madmen are coming in, they're doing their thing. Pharaoh thinks there's someone behind, but there's not. We have the engineer, and we have Sizer up this time on the sniper class. See if we can shoot some heads. Big Paul. That playoff beard. He whiffs on one shot there, and whiffs on a second shot, and in come Blue. Oh boy, they're milking like crazy. There was a body shot that got onto Indus, who goes down now, and That is rough for Madman. I don't know if Indus was expecting to get body shotted there. Harblu surprises Ash coming out, which is good. It might slow down 20B, but I doubt it. All we have left up is Blank and Seymour. But credit to Sizer, because a body shot on the med, that does help. It's not a one-man wrecking crew situation, but having that sniper there, it really does help, especially if you're hitting your shots, Yuki.
And just the sniper, just such a pain to push into, especially if it's someone that can hit a lot of shots. And it looks like this Uber advantage coming out for Street Hoops. They're pushing through the choke. The Uber does have to be popped, and Grape does get nailed by a crossbow by Indus. Harblu does once again go down in return, so one-man, two-man advantage now for Street Hoops diminishes to 1 as that player just spawned. But Madmen are going to be backing off out of here, you know, trying to recoup their losses, I should say, as there's a scout pressuring from his Sizer does take down Seymour. Does get taken down by Pharaoh though, so there is going to be a cap for Street Hoops, but looks like they want blood, as right now I don't believe there's much time left in this half. A little bit of banter going out in the all chat right now for MM1, as Street Hoops bleeding a lot of players. Harblu doesn't go down though, despite all this. Paragon dying in return. The only players up for Street Hoops are the combo and Sizer, as he does just spawn, and there is still that slight Uber advantage for Madman. They're going to be trying to use this.
Well, I'll tell you what happened is that we have this back and forth thing at the forward spawn doors, and Street Hoops got kind of excited. They thought they could get to forward spawn and shut down and spawn camp Madman a bit, but meanwhile, 5 of them came out at once and just sort of bowled over Street Hoops. So we have kind of a forward spawn back and forth going. Madman now looking great, but there's Uber on both sides. We've got Paragon is up on Sniper this time. We've got the gun up as well. Can Madman do this? They don't want to wait. Real early pop. They need that gun down first. Nice pop though by Grape and Ninja Nick, who are just going to body these guys right out of there, and that's atrocious. That's a disaster for Madmen, who lose Blank, and oh my lord. Gun is still up at last. There's going to be no sneaky caps or anything like that. It's a staggered wipe. Whenever Seymour goes down, we're going to call it a wipe, but really nice job. I mean, give that one to Ninja Nick and Grape, who really just blocked any chance of an Uber and blocked the whole push for Madmen.
Seymour doing the right thing though. He's actually just trying to waste the other team's time, just trying to bait them to chasing this frag, and they do get 2 picks off that. That is on 2 scouts, so really good play by Seymour, just completely baiting the hungry players on Street Hoops. And Street Hoops are going to have to back off there real quick before they lose any more players. Madman may be going to be trying to use his player advantage momentarily, as those scouts are still down for another 5 seconds.
Yeah, well, here comes Harblu, who's in and is going to try to get some more of these Street Hoops players. He gets Grape down. Harblu's still jumping around with 15. He got 1 rocket that got 10-fold. Seymour is on there, and ladies and gents, this match is not over yet, as Madmen pick up another round. Now, in terms of time check, we are looking at a score currently of 4-2, and there's 7 minutes left. Almost a carbon copy, Yuki, of what we saw on the previous Sunshine map between Freud Tech and Elevate. And Madmen, they want this. Let's see how this mid plays out. You want to take us through?
Alright, let's just see demo and just once again just trading stickies, lobbing them at each other right now, as looks like a flower rollout for Street Hoops, as looks like Grape going to get some early positioning, but Blank with the counter jump going to be landing on the medic. Harblu does take down Grape, but Ninja Nick does surf away from that and gets a nice crossbow on Blank, giving him a middle finger just for that rocket jump on him, as there are going to be 3 players down, I should say, for Madmen. I say 4 now, as Pharaoh does go down. The medic and scout do get out though, so they are building that Uber, so they're not going to have an Uber disadvantage. But they are going to be down this 4th point as well as mid, so they're going to be defending from last. And if Street Hoops just slow down this game, it'll probably be the best decision from them right now.
Yeah, but we have seen them again melt at last. I can't remember the last time I saw Street Hoops look... I'm not saying they're shaky, but they haven't looked majorly strong on last for all of these encounters, and we've seen Madmen kind of take advantage sometimes. We're definitely giving them a run for their money here. These are the number 2 and 3 seeds, so they are pretty evenly matched throughout the season. They had the exact same record. There are no off-classers right now, and with 6 minutes left, we're getting ready here to see who can win it. Just cookie cutter, vanilla TF2 here, 6v6. Harblu is down to a rocket from Grape, and that might help. And are we going to see a push here? Actually, Grape goes down as well. It was You Must Mike, but the Uber from Blue being used now, and You Must Mike wants Sizer or wants something off of that Uber. He's not going to get it. And holding on to their Uber right now, they really need a force on the Ninja Nick, and they're not getting it. Nick finally now pops his. They get Blank, and we got Seymour and Blank down, and a lot of ground to cover for 20B with this. I don't know if this is last capping material, but we're going to see what they can do here. 20B are in. Sizer gets lost. Ash still in there. Ash jumping away. Playing it safe. I don't know if 20B can stick with this. Oh, You Must Mike with a big pick on a Ninja Nick. You must Mike is still in there and takes out the last person left is Ash, but he does it himself! Looked real good for Madman there with only a 5v1 situation, but just kind of in the nick of time there. Carter Cool Kid, aka Ash, just gets on the point. And you know what, Yuki? That works sometimes.
You know, definitely. Just sometimes you can just come out with the miracle play of just, you know, just standing on the point and the other team doesn't notice it. And just that ended up working for Street Hoops and getting them the win. So, you know, 5-2 score. Pretty solid for Madmen for that first map. But, you know, you could see there was that spark there for a moment, especially that second round they won. That was just, you know, really good decision making out of them. And from something that, you know, you wouldn't really think of. Like, as I said, they pushed into that sniper when they were defending their second, and Street Hoops had the mid. Like that's something that, you know, it's difficult to have the presence of mind to decide, okay, this is the best action. Instead of letting the sniper actually just, you know, try and take shots at us, let's just, you know, Uber fight into their team, try and get some picks, and then, you know, take the post Uber fight with that, you know, essential man advantage because they've got a sniper.
Yeah, guys, so we're going to look at stats here, and you might notice, I touched on it earlier, but for some reason, ESEA, the stats page, has the names of the teams switched. It's saying that the Madmen have the roster of Street Hoops and vice versa, so you'll see there that the score is reversed. But at any rate, we got Sizer up on top with kills. You look at it. I'm looking at Grape. I'd like someone to maybe look at the stats and count how often, when Grape has the highest DPM, 348 in this case, how often do 20B lose? Have they ever lost when Grape is in that range for the DPM? I'd really love to know. He had 46 kills as well. Harblue did well as, you know, 294 for DPM. He's second there and jumped around. It was a huge headache for the other team. What else sticks out to you? Well, I mean, look at the deaths, though, for Harblue as well. 54, Yuki. Not even close. 20 more than the next soldier or anyone else.
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
What I see is one of the Madmen scouts, Seymour, maybe just not having the best game. I mean, he had some really good plays. That one that I echoed the most, where he baited those two scouts out and his team respawned and they were able to clean them up and, you know, just win that situation and cap the last point. But apart from that, he maybe didn't have, you know, his best lane game so far, and hopefully he can pick it up for the second map, or just in general, Madmen as a team can just pick it up in general, because, you know, as I said, there were some, you know, there were some sparks of, you know, life there where they just had these really good decisions and they were able to win situations off it. So, you know, kudos to them, and hopefully they can, you know, bring it back in the second map.
7 frags between the medics, which I saw a couple of those that I caught through my own view. How about the KAD, though? Look at Paul with the playoff beard.
Indus did 1,200 damage. I just noticed.
1219, yeah. Yeah, wow. So the Med's doing it. We talked about how Indus in the pregame about how he led the league in terms of kills by medics. But yeah, look at Sizer. I mean, 1.7 for the KD. Ugh. It's disgusting, isn't it? The playoff beard's paying off. Man, Paul's going to have to keep that beard because something's working, obviously, about what he's doing. Nothing else really sticks out. We have 9 med picks for Ash, who was really making it work, and with minimal heals. Look at Ash, second least for heals. 9 med picks, and certainly a ton of damage, ton of kills as well. Big shout-outs to Carter.
It just seems like it's that Ash's stats is just, you know, probably one of the right balances as a roamer. You know, you do good damage, you got a good amount of kills, you don't have a billion deaths, and, you know, you take a little bit of healing when you can, not too much taking it away from other players, and you cap where appropriate. So very, very happy medium for Aroma, and no doubt he's probably happy with his performance, as I'm sure their team is pretty happy with their performance. But I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure we can expect both teams to hopefully pick it up for this next map, because I'm pretty sure they haven't played at their full potential yet. Yeah,
absolutely. Some people are saying stuff about Seymour, but in terms of, think of Seymour at the last and how much he did, and he was sort of playing the, you know, the off-classer role. He was engineer and heavy so many times, so a lot of assists there. You'll see for his team, You Must Mike and Seymour had the most assists on their team. More than their medic, as a matter of fact. So they're doing it, but Madmen need to put something together. We are going to be moving on to the next map. We're just getting ready here. We're switching servers and whatnot. We're going to go to a break, I think, as a matter of fact, because the players are just doing their thing, and So take this chance, go and get a glass of water. Apparently the 20B guys are just up partying, I guess, walking around. They feel good about themselves. But go get yourselves a beverage. Go get yourselves a snack. Use the washroom. Go for a smoke. Do whatever, and we'll be back here with you in a little bit after a short break for the second map of this best-of-3 series between the Madmen and Street Hoops Esports. It is the Season 18 ESEA Invite TF2 LAN, brought to you by ESEA and us here at Team Fortress TV. Don't go anywhere.